Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
But who is he?
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
And who is he?
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
And what he do?
And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. This is Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer. And today we're doing a reaction to YoungBoy, Never Broke Again, Dead Trollz. And I'm going to break the song down a little bit, but in addition to that, I'm going to give you some background on NBA YoungBoy and why this is kind of how it relates to the song and what I think of it. This has been requested, I can't tell you how many times, so without further ado, we've got NBA YoungBoy, Dead Trollz. Here we go. First of all, you can kind of see little scars in his head. Those scars are from when he broke his neck as a toddler, and he had to wear a what they call a halo cast to keep his neck in place until his neck healed. Okay, some of the backdrop that you want to know here is that Mr. YoungBoy has had quite a history with law enforcement in the past. To start off with, his father got a sentence of 55 years, so he basically grew up without a father. And then in 9th grade, he went to prison or detention for armed robbery. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. He's not an old guy. He was born in 1999, and he's got 7 children. And why this is important is because when you have no father and you're in and out of prison or detention and you've got nobody to really guide you through life, it's a cycle. It's a cycle that I've seen repeated over and over and over again. And who's left picking up the pieces? In this kind of community, it's the women. The women are always picking up the pieces. Mothers, grandmothers, aunties, that kind of thing. And those are the people who raise, and a lot of the guys who wind up going away to prison, they're just not there. So, remember we've talked a lot about self-snitching here, and you know this is art clearly, but is it art or is it art imitating life? And he says, "Tell them bitches that I did that." You know, 7 murders in my hometown. Tell them bitches that I did that. You know, and then you see him here with guns. Are they toy guns? I don't know if they're toy guns, but I can tell you this: he is not eligible to possess a firearm. And we'll go into his history in just a little bit. Now, did you see that there? That was a, you saw the red dot underneath the firearm. That was a laser pointer. And it's used to aim Glock style, if not a Glock. So it's a laser guided gun, and I doubt that was a toy. So I got meds in my kidneys, sipping mud out the leader. Well, that's referring to lean. And so he's talking about, and you see the guns in the video, and he's talking about drugs. And this is a guy who's very popular right now. So let's see what else we can get into. Get them big, call the preacher. Don't like me then, fuck them down. Go that way with a kind nigga. Log a blanket, ain't the fuck your caption, what you saying, nigga. Pussy niggas ain't trappers, they ain't factors, they can't hang
hang with us. Soon as your ass get captured, I just hope you got your mains with you. 2 for 1. Pick 'em out, just choose you something dead.
So here you got a guy who is extremely popular, and he's got to be making money, doing his thing. But in 2016, he gets picked up by the U.S. Marshal Service for hopping out and ultimately gets charged out with attempted murder with a firearm. Okay, then he goes on from there with drugs and guns, and he has a constant battle with law enforcement for the next 4 years. He does some time in jail, and then you have this song where they're just brazenly talking about killing people and talking about come pick me up. It's just remarkable that this guy would do this. And keep in mind, all the self-snitching I talked about social media. Well, there was a time where he deleted all of his social media. And why did he do that? Because of the very principles we've been talking about on this program. Tell the motherfucking police to pick me up. I got them youngins going crazy. That's just taunting, and maybe that's the life. But here's the thing. When you are in the life and you've got hangers on, you would need to impress your people around you instead of leading the life that you think you should. This is not the kind of role model he needs to present for his children. He's got 7 kids. And it's not going to keep him around. If he's, if it's just art, it's art. I get it. But his history is not with art. His history is with law enforcement. So, born in this assassin shit, my mama told me burn that money. That's in other words, what mother is saying is, you need to find a job. You need to do something legal. And the rapping is legal. Don't get me wrong about that. And it is art, but it's art imitating life. And if he didn't have the history with law enforcement, I wouldn't have a problem with any of this. But the fact that he is murder on my mind, it's heading down a path that I think is a no win for him. Right in the video, they're glorifying a stick-up. He's robbing somebody with a bunch of weed, and that actually happens a lot. There have been so many times where I've had cases where they spark from a bad drug deal. That he talks about a bounty hunter bitch trying to eat the crew. Bounty hunters, they wind up getting paid because, let's say you get a warrant that goes out for your arrest, and because you didn't show up for court, and you put up a bond, and whoever put up the money for the bond is now on the hook for that bond money, because once you don't show up for court, the court will forfeit the bond. The bonding company has to pay that in, and then the only way they get their money back is if either you pay it or the bounty hunter goes and catches you, and they bring it back. Why you say that? I already didn't address that. Tell me what the next I got a gift for you, little top claws. I'm nigga hard. Since I got the Florida bricks, my Florida bitch don't want me no more. We gon' get around the second option, gon' be a solo. My God, mama want me to visit her, but it's too much more. Here's what I don't understand. He gets arrested in 2016. He gets put on probation, gets a 10-year suspended sentence for firearms violations. Then he gets picked up again in 2017, 2018, 2019, and he gets 14 months probation. He's either got an incredible lawyer or he's got something to offer the government. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Motherfucking police pick me up. I got them youngins gone crazy trying to bitch something mad, man. Nigga ain't no talking when they talk come. Ha bitch, I want you to act like you won't do something. I see murder in my eyes. Pussy nigga, you ain't saying nothing. Son, got these niggas waiting up in line. Catch 'em.
So that's NBA YoungBoy, Dead Trollz. The lesson here, I think, is do exactly the opposite of Mr. YoungBoy. I mean, I don't wish him ill at all, but the life is going to eat him. The gang life is going to eat him. Because while he's doing his thing, it's the hangers-on that pull him in the opposite direction. So this is just one lawyer's opinion. I really appreciate all the subscribers. Really appreciate you listening. And find a mentor. Do what you got to do to build a better tomorrow for yourself. This is Bruce Rivers, board certified criminal defense lawyer. Make sure if you're a subscriber, you're also on Instagram. Follow us on Patreon, and we're going to have some big announcements coming up. And look for our spring account because the merch should be up. Thanks.